we have invited the heads of the state universities and private universities in today's meeting. This program is also live streamed on the social media platforms of UGC. Friends, you know that often organizations fail to achieve their goals for various reasons, and interventions had to be made. We need to bring the attention of the organizations back to strong management and good governance practices. If any organization has to achieve its set goals, it is not just enough to train its personnel. It is important to change the attitudes of the people right from the lower level to the top management level. And it's also necessary to introduce effective, efficient processes within the organization using technology. It is important to rebuild the infrastructure of the organization and reuse, share the resources of the organization for effective functioning and for realizing the goals. And as educational institutions, all of you have certain resources, certain capabilities. Not everybody has everything, but you do have certain specialized capabilities and resources. Can these resources be used by various organizations within the country, be it different ministries or government departments, or even other organizations, so that each organization can become stronger, and collectively we will all work towards making our country stronger. Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, who is a member of the Capacity Building Commission, has been organizing these lectures with various organizations. And when I met him and we both discussed that we need to meet heads of institutions such as you, discuss with you and see how we can join hands in order to share our resources, in order to participate in capacity building of our organizations within the country. I would like to thank you for joining in this Zoom platform in large numbers from across the country. We will initially have 15 to 20 minutes presentation by Dr. Balasubramaniam, and then we will have a question answer session for another 15-20 minutes. You can raise your hands electronically at the end of the lecture. Then I will unmute you so that you can put your brief question to take the question answer session forward. With those comments, I would like to welcome Dr. R. Balasubramaniam to deliver his presentation.
Thank you so much, Professor Jagdish ji. And such a pleasure to be interacting with so many vice chancellors together at the same time. A very good morning to all of you. And like Professor Jagdish said, India has got a large number of universities, and our higher education system is going through such wonderful constructive transitioning and change. And with NEP being implemented in right earnest, I'm sure the talent pool available in this country will rapidly expand in the years to come. So I will just sort of take you through a presentation, and Can my presentation be seen?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to just talk about the Capacity Building Commission first, and then a little bit of knowledge partnership that we as a commission are seeking. In a sense, the Capacity Building Commission actually, we can call it that, is mandated with the responsibility with the Honorable Prime Minister when he conceived what is called the Mission Karma Yogi to be the heart and soul of Mission Karma Yogi. And when he conceived this a couple of years ago, he understood that a new India can only be built when a proper team India is put in place. And keeping this in mind, his call was to make sure that apart from the understanding of state and its capacity, that every one of us in our own ways have to contribute to building a great country. And this movement has to start first from the government itself. So his idea was, can we make our government and public servants across the country, around 20 million of them, including the state governments, can we make them future ready? Taking our country into the future means we have to be future ready. As our higher education institutions are also getting ready to build the students for the future of this country, we also need to build the state capacity which can handle the future. Now, I think COVID has taught us several lessons, not just hybridized education through online mode, etc. And as a country, we're going to soon launch a digital university. So there's so many opportunities for us. And in this, the journey of building capacity, the Honorable Prime Minister also felt that we need to create an ecosystem which understands capacity building. Now, NEP, like all of you know, you'll all be soon launching your own institutional development plans, which is also part of your capacity building. But more importantly, the Prime Minister felt that we need to first build and make sure our universities are not just enabling higher education or providing higher education to the youth of this country, but the faculty in these institutions also appreciate and understand their national obligation of contributing to nation building. So this being his vision, he said we need to have knowledge partners who can not only work with each other, but also ensure that they can work with the state. Some of you might work with your own state government, some of you might work directly with us under the national government, but tap into that rich intellectual resource within the country that is available and see how we can deploy it for nation building. So this commission's job is, among several things, is to address both the supply side and the demand side of capacity building. So on the demand side, we work with all the ministries, around 60 plus ministries, 93 departments under these ministries. For example, in the higher education, we have both the Department of School Education as well as Department of Higher Education. All the institutions associated with these ministries, close to 2,600 of them across the country. And now all the state governments also, from urban local bodies to panchayats to state level governments, as and when they reach out to us, we are expected to work with them to build their capacities. Such a huge task, like all of you will understand, cannot be done by us alone. We are a very small, lean and mean commission. So we believe that only by operations, only by working with all of you, that we can really make this meaningful and reach out to a large number of people. So what is it that we do? The Mission Karma Yogi, as you all, it's also known as the National Program for Civil Service Capacity Building, was actually launched as a formal mission last year, in April 21. That's when we were set up. And in the Prime Minister's words, he says, we have to make sure that our people understand that they're no longer just karmacharis. No, we can all work as salaried employees. That is one way of looking at it. But the PM believes that we need to see ourselves as karma yogis. So transitioning from being a karmachari to becoming a karma yogi and getting you to do that is our mandate. Also, when many of you are also citizens, and when we walk into a government office, we are told rules and why some things cannot be done. And all of us in our own offices, we have a set of rules. Now, rules are necessary for running institutions. Without belittling the importance of rules, the understanding of Mission Karma Yogi is how do we shift mindset? We are not saying don't follow rules, but the important thing is rules are enabling us to serve citizens. Keeping that in mind, how do you recognize rules and perform for those rules? So we create institutional frameworks. We have a digital platform, which will be the world's largest. Some of you will be very happy to know that we are, the government of India is setting up, it's already set up. It's a Section 8 company. It works with our guidance and support. It's called Integrated Government Online Training. It will be the world's largest digital platform for learning and career management. And we'll be possibly setting global standards for this. And this is another great opportunity for you people to involve yourselves. Many of you prepared, you have your own videos, you have digital learning materials, you create e-learning resources. We'd be very happy to understand what are the material you have which can help public servants to become better in their jobs. And these are courses which can be put on to iGOT easily for us. I know IGNOU has also got a lot of courses. Some of you as universities may have your own courses, but there are opportunities now. So our job is to look at the entire nation's HR, the public HR, if we can call it that. Now, the Commission's major responsibility as part of Mission Karma Yogi is, if I have to capture the Prime Minister's demand on us, ensure governance, like he keeps saying, maximum governance, minimum governance, ensure performance of the system delivered to citizens, and ensure accountability. So it is headed by the Prime Minister's HR Council. This shows the importance of it. Reporting to the Honorable Prime Minister shows how seriously he's taken this capacity building activity. I have spoken about iGOT, and we work under his guidance, and the implementation is coordinated by the Cabinet Secretariat Office, headed by the Cabinet Secretary. It's a 3-member commission. Our chairperson is Mr. Adil Zainul Bhai. I am the member Human Resources. I also oversee the building of knowledge partnerships with all different providers. My colleague, member administration, is the 1985 batch IAS officer. He's Praveen Pardeshi from Maharashtra, and the secretary for commission is Mr. Hemang Jani. Together, we are making sure that this stream of capacity building is rolled out across the country. Several mandates we have, and as you can see in this, some of the key mandates I've already listed. But the most important mandate I'm talking to you about today is a knowledge partnership, and how do you help us validate content and roll it out across institutions. So from decentralizing government to building capacity building plan to looking at data analytics that comes from our own learning platform, overseeing all the training institutions across the country and functionally looking at their functionalities and the impact that they're producing, making policy recommendations to the DOPT to ensure proper changes are happening in the HR space, running a HR audit to having an annual Davos kind of an event. Everybody talks of looking at economy, but the Prime Minister feels that India needs to set a model for public human resources and teach this to the rest of the world. So we'll be soon having an annual HR summit. Today I'll talk about the knowledge partnership. So what is this knowledge partnership? And I'll say why we need it and whom are we looking for. Knowledge partnership, as far as we are concerned, is to create. Can I request whoever is annotating on the slides not to do so, because it's throwing up a lot of lines on the slides. Thank you so much. The knowledge partners, the institutions that we are looking for, are institutions to become part of this pool of expert knowledge, for various capacity building activities that we do. That is why we need them, and we are a 3-member commission. We're a very small commission with a lot of wonderful young people supporting us, but we cannot deliver on everything that we want to do or build all the knowledge required for the state to progress. So we need you. Why do we need you? I already explained to you, and what are the specific things, different areas from project management to infrastructure management to general management to all the courses that you teach. Here is an opportunity to get your courses to leave the classroom and make an impact nationally by sharing that material to build the capacity of our civil servants. And so end of the day, you exist, we exist, government exists to take this nation forward. So if you want to truly build a nation that all of us can be proud of, we need to collaborate and come together. Creating this collaborative platform is what this event that the UGCS launch is all about. And so I think UGC as a facilitator of this entire process, we are very happy to work with it to make sure that we get more and more knowledge partners who can actually contribute. So we want institutions who have excellence with you. Now, other way of looking at it is you'll also be sort of inspired to build excellence so that you can become a knowledge partner to the government of India in this. So we are looking for partnerships in research. We're looking for partnership in building material, both on the digital space as well as the physical space, and with different knowledge development areas. So what do we see? How do we understand whether you are a good knowledge partner for us? Some of you may like to be interested and want to apply to us. So what we require from you is we want to see that you've demonstrated excellence as an university. You are broad enough to have different disciplines that we need. from humanities to legal sciences to medical. You may not have everything, but at least you must have gone deep into what you have. So we are entering into partnerships with IITs, NITs, IIMs, private schools, management schools, law schools, engineering schools. You might have some of these schools embedded in universities. And if you have demonstrated excellence in those schools, we need you. You must have a good faculty pool. You must have a good knowledge resource pool. Faculty who are very serious in doing good work in research. If you have good innovation labs, if you've got good R&D facilities, and more importantly, as academic leaders, and I'm sure most of you have this, to say that I would like my team and my university to be part of this nation building process. We should be willing to be part of a knowledge network. We may not have all the expertise as one university, but the willingness to work. Today's world is all about collaborations. As much as we want to collaborate with all of you, we would like to see consortiums of universities coming together and saying, together we'll provide you the knowledge partnership you want. Each of you might have expertise in different areas. One university may be very good in political science, and they might be very good in anthropological sciences. Third might be in management. But if you three come together, you may possibly able to deliver a training program that combines knowledge from all three. So we are looking at those kind of requisites, and you must be willing to partner. And what do we seek from you is building knowledge resources, designing courses for the public servants, providing it in digital spaces, training programs, reviewing the content for us, because we are going to have a lot of content on iGOT, making sure that is reviewed properly, providing research support. Now, we have a lot of interventions that's happening in Government of India. The last 4-5 years, so many changes are happening, whether it is lateral entry to Assistant Secretaries program, which has been introduced by the Honorable Prime Minister. You may need to see how good it is doing, how to make it better. So we need support, measuring impact of the different training programs in the 800 training institutions we have. There's so much to do, and we can do it only if you all join hands with us. You may actually do the training yourselves. All of your institutions with a lot of infrastructure. Once the Honorable Prime Minister was telling us, universities have got so much of public infrastructure with you, but you may not run all the 365 days. You may have slots where you may have facilities available where our government servants can come there for training, and you can deliver the training yourselves. And so this way you can, we want to build a big case study bank. We want to create a knowledge pool, and we want to create India-based cases. Why should our bureaucrats be trained in cases from outside India? Each one of you is capable of writing cases and teaching cases. And true Atmanirbharate must also happen in knowledge creation also. And that is something that we would like to look forward to. So what are the areas we need you for? You may create courses for us. You may help us in research. You may help us in designing courses. You may help us in developing courses. You may actually help in delivery of courses by training support you provide. You may want to assess impact of the courses that are run in our institutions, because Prime Minister keeps saying it is not the program that matters. It is what happens because of the program. Does the man on the street, keeping the Antyodaya concept in mind, will that last man on the street benefit by what we're doing? This is a question every one of us must ask. Whatever we do, as a university vice chancellor or me in my role as a member of the Capacity Building Commission, is what I am doing contributing to nation building, is what I am doing helping the man on the street. And we need your expertise as subject matter experts. We need your advice. We may want to reach out to some of you as vice chancellors and who are experts in your own field and seek your advice when we are doing something. And that is one other contribution. You may want to train, you must understand for training institutions, the government training institutions, the 800 I spoke about, they are all practitioners mostly. No, they are all senior officers in their own departments or ministries, from IAS to the revenue services to police services. They are not trained faculty. Now, all of you are trained, but they are not. So we would like you to design and deliver and help them become faculty. Our own experience in the commission is, it is easy to make a practitioner to help him learn how to do adult teaching and then help him to transact. It is more difficult and longer time to get a faculty from a university to understand the entire practice of public administration. It's so huge. The other way is easy. Therefore, we need your support to make our practitioners better faculty. And any other area that we can co-discover together, we can build knowledge partnerships on that. So bottom line, we want to create world-class knowledge resources. We should make our country proud. Rest of the other countries should come to us to take your knowledge that you create for us. We sort of create the competency gap that exists today, the capacity gap that exists today. We want to build a real pool of competent people We want to actually understand the future. The futurology has become a science today, and many of our universities don't even offer such courses. So we are still talking of predictive analysis. Well, we don't know what the future is. No longer can we look at historical data to tell us how the future is going to look. We need ability to sort of think through the problems that we are facing and say what kind of future we'll be creating and it will emerge. So we need that, and to design work for the future and the worker for the future, we need this kind of abilities. So we are looking for you to deliver for us on research. We are willing to commission research. Some of you might actually be doing research in public administration policy spaces. We'd like to use your research for making changes. We'd like you to, we'll reach out for training programs. We'll be issuing RFPs and universities can respond to that. We'll be asking for courses to be populated on iGOT. So you may want to respond to that. You may develop case banks for us. You may have already existing courses. We may want to digitize it. So all this will reach out to you. When we commission it, these are something academicians ask me, because being an academician also myself and teaching at different places, I know that this is something which we need to be aware of. There are certain things as government from the commission we will be commissioning, whether it's research or delivery of courses, we will own it completely. Some courses we can do it together. You may have sort of a grant or something. You want to work with us, we can get doors open for you. You can work together and we can co-own it. There are certain things which you completely own, but you may want to give your product to us. So we can upload your courses on our website, and every employee who uses it, every click on your course, we can pay you or your university directly. So this is also an opportunity for universities to become financially independent. It's a marketplace. We are going to have 60,000 courses on iGOT. Why would, if your courses are as good as edX or Coursera, or as good as Harvard or Cornell or Princeton, we would love for our people to take your courses. And every time somebody clicks on your course, directly we pay you for it. So it is also a means of, if the better you are, the more, it's a marketplace. Like I said, the more and more people take your courses, more and more money is what you get paid also. So how do we go about this? So today's meeting, thanks to Chairperson of UGC, we have initiated a discussion with you on what we are doing. Some of you will reach out to us. In the next slide, I'll be giving you my colleague's email ID and number. You can reach out to her. We would do a due diligence process. Obviously, we have our own quality control and quality assessment processes. We'll do a due diligence. We'll make sure that you are also a worthy partner for us, because this is a partnership at the highest level of government. We'd like to understand that. If some of you are falling short of it, we'll help you to sort of understand what is it, and then also become better and become a partner with us. This is also a kickstart you to improve. And once is all rolled out in your institution, we'll also be convinced that you're serious about capacity building, and therefore we can reach out to you. Then we'll understand you don't have to deliver everything we require. You may have 3 or 4 things we need. We'll map the scope of work. Based on it, we will say we can start working together. We'll discuss it. We'll sort of come to an arrangement, and then we'll sign the statement of intent. Now, what is the statement of intent? Is just that you're intending to work with us, and we are recognizing you as a knowledge partner. This is a non-commercial relationship. If ministries reach out to us and say, we want training in, let's say, infrastructure management. So we'll have 10 knowledge partners. We'll inform all the 10 of you, and then you will directly interact with the ministry, or the ministry will interact directly with you, and then work out the commercials, and you will deliver for them. Or when we issue RFPs, we'll get to inform all our knowledge partners about it. And then being a knowledge partner means we already validated you. We have already done the due diligence. So it's easier for us to work with you. So, but like I said, I'm sure our public universities have a higher sense of obligation to nation building. And all of you would agree that it is not just transactional or just commercial. Finally, here is an opportunity that we would like to present along with UGC to participate in this fascinating change, which is going to be a game changer for this country itself. So together, we can do a lot of things. And if you want to know more information, if you want to reach out and work with us, my associate Neeli Budhiraja, at her email and number is here. You may want to save this and then write to us. And I'll be happy now to answer any questions that you have. Again, I thank all of you for your patient listening, and also for the chairperson for giving me an opportunity to be here with all of you. So thank you, and I'm open to questions, Professor Jagdish.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Balasubramaniam. As usual, you have given a very crisp and a clear presentation on the need for building knowledge partnership and how it can be done. Definitely, this is a great opportunity for all our universities to join hands with the Capacity Building Commission and share the knowledge so that our officers and the experts who are working in various ministries and organizations, they will have these knowledge resources for their training. Now the session is open for questions. You can raise your hand electronically and I will ask you to unmute. Yes, Professor Raj Gupta, you can please unmute yourself.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Balasubramaniam, and thank you, Professor Jagdish Kumar. Sir, can you throw a little more light on iGOT? How do, say, for example, we wish to participate in iGOT? How do we initiate that process? And what is the general framework of iGOT?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for asking that question, Professor Gupta. See, iGOT is basically integrated learning management and career management system that conceived by the government. The architecture is ready. It consists of 6 hubs. The first hub is called the competency hub, where we are looking at every employee to have 3 different kinds of competencies. Now, these are all things which were never spoken about in government. But now today, this government is very clear that without, this is, somebody might say it's private sector language, but I think it's a far-reaching public sector thinking now that we're thinking about it. First is behavioral competencies. Am I inspired to be working in government? And what are the kind of behavioral courses we can deliver? It could be courses on negotiation, communication, leadership that some of you might have delivered. We can make sure we put courses that delivers on this. Second is functional competencies. Let's say I'm a joint secretary in Ministry of Health. But because I'm a joint secretary, I'm playing the role of a joint secretary. I have to know how to write a cabinet note. I have to know how to write a policy brief. I must know how to prepare a file for very important decisions that the cabinet takes. So all those are functional skills. I must know how budgeting happens. I must start preparing answers for RTA applications. So these are functional skills, and somebody has to train them in that. I cannot say I don't know. No, I may get appointed, but there's no I don't know in government, right? And the third is domain skills. So you might all be aware that earlier, all of us who worked with government, you all know that today, if I'm Joint Secretary Health, today evening I'm transferred as Joint Secretary Education. Tomorrow I become an expert on education. But I have no time to learn, but I have to pretend to be an expert at least. So now no longer it will work. This government clearly understands that I have to prepare myself to report. So we build domain competencies. There'll be courses on health, which I have to pass, certify myself, and then only I can take charge. So we are building these 3 different kinds of capacities. At the competency hub, I'll do it will be a proctored assessment of my competencies based on the role that I'm playing, what are the functions I'm delivering, so what competencies I need. Once my competencies are assessed, the algorithm will also tell me what are my competencies that I'm deficit in. And then say these are 20 courses that you can choose to do, which will be A competency or B competency. I can decide whichever course I want to do. And if your university has put up 2-3 courses related to that competency, we would have uploaded it mapping the competency. Based on the course, we'll say this course can give you leadership competency. I'm just giving an example. So there'll be some 30 courses on leadership. Now the employee can choose whichever he wants. Now, if your course is very good, he'll choose you. In 3 months, if nobody takes you, because the data keeps coming to us, then we know that your course is not good enough for the market to respond to. Then we'll remove it off the platform. So any course that you're preparing, feel free to write to once you are becoming a knowledge partner to us, and then we start looking at your courses, and wherever we're able to map and identify that your courses are good, these are digital courses. In the iGOT, it's everything digital. We'll immediately map it and say this is a course good enough. It meets our standards of e-learning resources. We are setting very high standards for e-learning. I can assure you that we are convinced that government will no longer patronize mediocrity. It is not some course or any course in the market. Your course must set the market standard. And that is how we're looking at it. And so once that is uploaded and more people take your course, every click you keep getting automatically paid for it. That is how iGOT will work.
Right. Professor Mohanan, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. At the outset, this is a wonderful program to improve the capacity of the civil servants, because they enter with a qualification, and till the retirement with that qualification, they continue to rule us. And this is changing. It's a paradigm shift. Now, I'm looking at a different angle, that what about the professionals? Like I'm from the health university. The health university also, the doctors who are working in the various hospitals, government hospitals, once they qualified, unfortunately, we don't have quality improvement. You don't have continuous training program as such we have. So health university, we are ready to have such programs so that we can give, for example, Kerala Health University, we are strong in, as Kerala is very strong in primary health and public health. So these things can be offered at a national level. This is what I would like to say. And another point, shall I add, the professors in the universities, they can be consultants in the ministries physically. So rather than we just designing courses, they can be in the real center also. That can be considered. This is, I would like to say. What's your opinion, sir?
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohan. First, let me clarify. Civil servants don't rule over us. That might have been the story 70 years ago. But today, this government and our Prime Minister believes in Jan Bhagidari. He says it's partnership. We do it together is his philosophy. So we rule this country together. That's his belief and his conviction too. And that is what we're building capacities of civil servants to understand how to work in partnership with all of. That's why we're reaching out to you. That has changed. So that's the first clarification. Second is, you're absolutely right. We are reaching out to all kinds of institutions. I was recently in PGI, JIPMA, Chandigarh, and we want. So everybody needs capacity. I will not talk about the private sector in medicine today, or I will not talk about general doctors. That's up to, and health is a state subject. So I won't talk about state level officers right now, but those there also are something we'll be looking at. But we definitely need support. And when we start working with health ministry, we will be identifying a list of partners who can provide them the support, either supporting the National Health Systems Resource Center or directly to the ministry. Or when states reach out to us and say, please help us train these people, we will definitely be required. So we are open to partnership with health universities as well as colleges under you who may want to work with us. Third thing is the consultants thing. I fully agree that we have to tap into the intellectual pool. So though we are not immediately mandated to sort of do the job of identifying you people as consultants to work in ministries, but once as we start working with this, we start understanding, we build a knowledge network. And we will be creating a database of people who are skilled in certain areas. When the ministry reaches out to us, and we'll be more than happy to give them this data that we're going to create. And so we definitely are looking for everything that you said. Thank you for asking that question.
Right. Professor Rao, please go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Balasubramanian ji, for creating this partnership initiative. Just two ideas I wanted to share. First is, I think we need you as all of us, we believe even the human resource training and orientation is very important, not only the teachers in the universities, but also the staff, because teachers, staff, students, all will build the university. Second, as a law university, we can help you. We have been offering since 2018, 10 to 11 Swayam online courses we have developed. Recently, we have offering 2 courses on Future Learn platform of UK, digital forensic and mental health, which we developed with the NIMHANS. And we have also offered 3 courses now. We are offering online courses on our platform, technology and law, arbitration, and corporate law. Just recently, we have offered a 2-week course with the School of Oriental and African Studies, London, on climate justice. So we are happy to partner and help and learn from you. So you can depend upon anything related to law. We have also been conducting orientation courses on behalf of DOPT for the newly recruited members of Central Administrative Tribunal, and also several, even the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. They spend 2 weeks here in the NLU Delhi for the orientation in training. Thank you.
Yeah.
May I know which university is it, Dr. Rao?
He is a National Law University, Delhi.
Okay, wonderful. So I think my office must have already reached out to you, and in fact, returned to your university, and I think we are still the reply, and we are very happy that you committed your support. We'll be more than happy to use it. I would request all the vice chancellors to frame it as a question, and any support you have, you can directly email to us and write. But right now, we can use this opportunity for responding to your questions. Thank you.
Right. I reiterate that request. Please be brief and put your question. Dr. S. Soumya, could you please go ahead?
Namaste. I'm from the Tamil Nadu Music and Fine Arts University, one of its kind in South India, which has music, dance, sculpture, and fine arts, painting. The only university of its kind. So I am curious, sir. First of all, at the outset, thank you very much for having this initiative. Really appreciate it. However, I would like to know in what way the arts, because in your brief introduction, you were talking about all the other subjects, but I was wondering how arts, fine arts, performing arts can contribute, how we could be a part in this initiative. We are very eager to be a part of it. So we can kindly give us the guidelines, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Soumya. I think increasingly all of us understand that you cannot talk of science and technology progress without adequate complementation from the humanities space. We have a Ministry of Culture, and which works across so many schools or federations that it's working with. We are looking at how do we strengthen them, and because in the ministry they are bureaucrats basically, they are not musicians or art experts, and so we will definitely be reaching out to you. It doesn't mean that every ministry will have a requirement of yours, but wherever there is a requirement, as and when the demand comes up, we'll definitely reach out to you. Are you based in Chennai, madam?
No, she is unmuted. She is muted now. She cannot answer now.
Okay. Where is she based?
Right. She is from Tamil Nadu.
So I will definitely, I would suggest that you write to us, and it's not that, like I said, sky is the limit, because we really don't know which talent we need when. But once you're on a database, it helps us to know when the demand comes up, we know there's a partner who can reach out to us. And as we start negotiating and looking at areas, we will know which are the specifics that we need, and I'm sure we'll be able to identify some.
Professor Naveen Sheth, please go ahead.
Hi, namaskar.
Namaste.
Very first, I congratulate the UGC and the Mission Karma Yogi, particularly for capacity building commission and invite the academic institution. So my university having a very good infrastructure, particularly we are the emerging area in artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, cybersecurity. So these are area I think in most of the departments require such type of the facilities and expertise. So definitely we have a very good infrastructure, laboratory facility, experts with us. Also, we have a very good ecosystem for innovation and startup. So we are ready for that. But my question is that, so now onwards, we have to directly proactively write to the email given to us, or if we will any mail from UGC or the NPCSCB. So just I want to know.
It is your interest should be demonstrated by you.
Okay.
So we are very clear that unless you are hungry, we will not feed you. You have to reach out to us and you show your interest. And if we are convinced of your intent and your ability to partner, then we will definitely be happy to do so.
Right.
Please write to us.
Professor Rajan Velukar, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And I must appreciate Dr. Balasubramaniam ji for such a wonderful presentation. I will not take much of your time. But our university, where I am the Vice Chancellor, is a new university, Atlas Skill Tech University. So we are not only talking about the skills, but we are talking about the skill tech as we are moving towards Industry 5.0. So all that is going to happen, we are integrating continuously into our university. And therefore, my question and suggestion would be, say, for example, now everything is designed, and therefore we can help you in designing the development. So the bureaucrats needs to understand how to design a development. The moment they understand, they will understand how to implement it. And therefore, we would like to bring the the interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinarity approach to the people, not only the educationists, but to the bureaucrats. And therefore, we would like to have partnership with you. Of course, we will have to develop as, because I've found it difficult when I was the Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai to collaborate with BMC on urban planning. Urban planning is missing. What urban planning we teach, that urban planning is unidirectional, but we need multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary urban planning. And therefore, I could not get, and therefore, I find this an opportunity for all of us to work with you. So we are open, and I am in Mumbai. My university is in Mumbai. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We'll definitely, once you write to us, we'll definitely start the discussion with you, Professor.
Right. Professor Suranjan Das, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Kumar. Could I first, on behalf of the Association of Indian Universities, of which I'm the president, and on behalf of Jadavpur University, sincerely thank the UGC and the Capacity Building Commission for this wonderful initiative. So I would like to make two quick comments. One is that I would like to suggest that we need to view the Knowledge Partnership Program in a little broader context. There are two deficiencies in this which I would request the Knowledge Commission and Honorable Chairman of the UGC to address. One is, although the world over, there is a conscious attempt to bring the social scientists and technologists together. This is not happening in our country. And this is a wonderful opportunity where we can provide a common platform to social scientists and technologists, so that the tremendous progress of science and technology in our country could be in tune with social demands and aspirations. So that was the one suggestion I wanted to make. We need to go beyond the conventional thinking. Number two, in terms of capacity building, the teacher training program is of great importance. And unless we can develop the capacity building in terms of teacher training, knowledge production cannot come to an optimum point. So I would also request the Knowledge Commission and Honorable Chairman of the UGC to also include the teacher training program within the Capacity Building Commission, so that the the universities specializing in teacher training, they could be brought together, NCERT could be brought together, NCT could be brought together, so that the teaching learning process in the country can reach a high point. And I once again thank the UGC and the Capacity Building Commission for initiating the exercise. And I can assure on behalf of Jadavpur University, we will be very, very happy to be a partner of it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I think we lost him.
Dr. Balasubramaniam, I'm just checking his connection. Dr. Balasubramaniam, are you there?
Can you hear me, Professor Jagdish?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Response. Thank you so much for your suggestion. And this platform is to use you as a knowledge partner. And I'm sure that the UGC or other opportunities for other platforms will be created. The second response teachers, and that's exactly what the NEP talks about. And I think it's the responsibility of universities to engage in putting up your IDPs together and then make sure that your institutional development plan happens. The Ministry of Higher Education's capacity is something that we'll be working on, and any of their affiliated institutions that they ask us to work with based on the priority of the minister and the secretary, those things the commission will be taking up. So I must be very conscious and clear about are expected to build capacities of civil servants. Right now limited to government or to attached institutions. And so once NCT or others, which as an attached institution, request the ministry for support, then we'll definitely start working with them also. But right now our focus is the immediate 3.1 million government of India civil servants. And then as we expand, part of our mandate, but as we expand, we'll be reaching out to others also. Thank you.
Right. Professor Panchanathan, please go ahead.
Congratulations to Honorable Chairman, respected Balasubramaniam sir, for organizing this wonderful program. I am Professor Panchanathan, Vice Chancellor, Teachers Education, University, Tamil Nadu. We have around 642 colleges affiliated to this university. May I request Professor Balasubramaniam sir to guide us out in the Karma Yogi project, Teacher Education, University, and 642 colleges can collaborate. Please, sir.
Like I said, Professor Panchanatham, the easiest way is once you have an understanding of the specialized areas that you will be able to bring in with the depth that we are seeking, reach out to us, indicate to us, and we'll start the conversation, not just with you, any university wants to. And as we start doing the due diligence, we will discover a lot of areas which you might have that we can use, and you will discover areas that we have need, and then you will say you already have that. So the conversation, what we are doing and why we need partners. But the moment you reach out to us, we'll start going deep. We'll send you a checklist which will detail out all the areas we need. And some of it might be expert areas of yours. And once we discuss it, then we'll look for how you can demonstrate that you have the depth that we seek. Once you do that, then the negotiation is concluded. We do the statement of intent.
Right. We will take a couple of more questions and then we'll come to the conclusion of this event. Professor Suryavanshi, please go ahead.
Many thanks, sir. So this is Dr. Suryavanshi, Vice Chancellor, Karnavati University, Gandhinagar. Sir, I have one query. While designing a program like this, can we make an international education partner and a corporate partner from the practice side from India, sir?
I think we are experiencing some problems.
Sir, I'll just repeat the question, sir. While designing a program for capacity building, can we make an international academic partner and somebody from the corporate partner from India in that, sir?
We'll be happy to look at those partnerships. Like we are saying, knowledge partnership is not limited, but the first priority is reaching out to international partners and need security, including Home Ministry. We'll seek that. Can you hear me? Or?
Right. We are experiencing a little bit of network problems from your side. Now let's go to Professor Nilofar Khan. Could you please ask your question?
Thank you very much and good morning. First of all, congratulations for this innovative type of capacity building which we are going to have. Definitely, I was listening to all the questions and I also listened to the presentation which Dr. Balasubramaniam in a very concise way and in a very understanding way presented. We are already thinking, at University of Kashmir, what we are at best at, with the Ministry of Tourism, we can be associated with the Ministry of Environmental Science and Biodiversity. And of course, we are very good at wild herbal medicine, where we have been very well accredited by MAC also. We'll also look at other possible, collaborations, where we can contribute. We are really happy and we once again congratulate the UGC for taking this initiative so that we are connected with civil society also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Khan. Definitely, once you reach out to us, we'll take this forward in the areas you mentioned.
Right. So we will take one last question. Professor Elumalai, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. Very good morning, sir.
Morning.
Very good morning, sir. I am Professor Elumalai, Registrar, University of Madras, sir. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Chairman, Jagdish Ji, and Professor Balasubramaniam for their wonderful information and the igniting things. And I have only two suggestions, sir. Since we are living in the peninsular India, we are not doing much work on marine-related science, marine research, marine resources. We are not exploiting or utilizing more, sir. So we would like to throw some light on marine-based resources and using or utilizing the maximum level best, sir. The another thing, university like Madras University, we have archaeology and anthropology, this kind of subjects, very rare subjects. We need to expand this length and breadth. And there are few more like area like leather industries, textile industries, and empower our skill development in those areas. So these are the few suggestions I would like to bring your kind notice, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. When we work with those ministries needing those skills, once you reach out to us, we'll definitely try to set up a partnership.
Right. I think it is time for us to conclude. Dr. Balasubramaniam has given the contact details. As we all know that in the university system, there is a lot of resources that is available, intellectual resources that are available, but you need to come forward and approach Capacity Building Commission and indicate what are the capabilities and how you can collaborate with the Capacity Building Commission. I hope that today's meeting has provided greater insight on how we can join hands together and share the knowledge resources that we have. With those comments, I would like to thank Dr. Balasubramaniam for sparing his time and for giving a wonderful lecture. This lecture is going to be available on our social media platform, and those who have missed this program can always watch and approach the Capacity Building